Good evening, my fellow viewers on social media. I'm glad to be back with you again on another Tuesday evening with the Real Estate Investment Time. This is your regular host, Lester Weatherspoon, coming to you as usual on every Tuesday evening. I would like to say thank you again. Always say thank you for taking time of your busy schedule to come and be with us on our program. We highly appreciate it. We're always glad to have you. And if you know anybody who thinking about buying or selling, please feel free. Enjoy. Share the program with them so they can also learn and be informed about the home buying process. Because this program is an educational program to educate you on the home buying process, how to go about buying a home, how to go about selling a home, and all that good stuff. So I am always so glad to have you on. I'm always happy that you can take time off your busy schedule to come and be with me, at least and learn. Let's just get educated, as to how to move forward in the home buying process. So I'm glad to be here again this evening. I'm feeling much better today, in a good mood today, and I'm very happy to be here this evening. So glad to have you. If you have any comment, please put in the comment below. If you know anybody thinking about buying or selling now in the near future, click and share the link with them. I would appreciate it very highly too. So please do that. So for now, but today, right now, there are several persons who are thinking about selling. But the concern is whether they can find something to buy. They've been kind of. I met one or two who've been asking me these questions. So I decided to do this video again for just to educate the general public. How to move forward, buying and selling a property at the same time. How to go about buying a property and selling your property at the same time to ensure and make sure that there are no hitches, there are no glitches, there are no problems in the process. Because actually, buying and selling a property at the same time can be a monumental task. Honestly, if you don't know how to go about it, you can get caught up in the web and you can be faced with some major problems. But once you know how to handle it, you're good. And that way what comes in, because when you're thinking about buying and selling, you really need a very good realtor. You need a good realtor who understands the process, who know exactly, who can plan with you a strategy or how to go through the process smoothly, or any problem, any hitches. Because some people fear is, before I sell my house, and then I don't buy a place, that means I'll be out of home. Some people say if I buy a place and then I stick up my place, then I'll be stuck with two mortgages. So there'll be that the concern, which are legitimate concerns. These are legitimate concerns and make a lot of sense. Yeah. So these are some of the things you need to plan and strategize on to avoid during the process. And you need a good realtor who can work with you, can come up with strategy with you, and make sure you have a smooth sail through buying and selling at the same time. So this evening, our focus is how to go about buying and selling a property at the same time. So feel free, listen in and share if you know. If you want to share with anybody, feel free. Now, to go about buying and selling at the same time, it could go either way. Now, for some, which is not a popular process, this is not a popular process. Some people, just a few, can afford to buy the house without selling the current house. A few, not many person can do that. Just a few can afford to buy a new home. While some people, they started off with a town home, and now they want to move up to a single family home. So some of them can afford it, they buy a single family home, and some of them they either keep their town home and put it on rent. They can afford it. Some cannot afford it. So those who can afford it can do it that way and move forward. But there are advantages and disadvantages in the process also. And others who cannot afford it need to come up with a strategy to find out how to make it work. And that's what we're going to talk about this evening. Now, if you can afford it, that you can get enough money, and if you want to do such a thing, you got to plan ahead of time. Make sure you do your homework well, plan ahead of time, get a good realtor, and you work together. And again, if you're looking for a realtor and you need any help, I will be glad to work with you. I'll be glad to sit with you, talk with you. So feel free anytime to call me or text me. My number is 302-310-0621. Again, my number is 302-310-0621. I will be glad to work with you and talk with you, try to go through the process with you to make sure you fully understand how it works. But if you have enough money, enough resources, enough capital, and you can afford to purchase a new home without selling your home, fine. People are doing it. It happened before, it happening now, and I'm sure it happen in the future. As I said, people doing it and using their current home as an investment property to get regular monthly income. They get it, give it to a property management company. They manage it every month. They take their fees out and send the balance to them. People are doing it. So it's possible. But as I said, that is not a popular process. Only a few people can afford that. So the popular process is buying a home. Before you buy a home, you got to make sure you sell your home. Now, when you get a realtor, normally a well-professional realtor will let you know that you need a strategy. That in submitting this offer, in submitting your offer, you have to put in some contingencies. And what does it mean to have contingency? So contingency just means that it's dependent. If this don't happen, this will not happen. That way it simply means. In order for B to happen, A will happen first before B happen. Yeah, one thing have to occur before the second thing can take place. If the first don't occur, the second one cannot take place. That way it means. It's contingent. That means before I buy your house, before I buy a house, I have to make sure I sell my house first. Then I can buy a house. So you can do it on both sides. When the house you want to buy, you say, before I buy a house, I can make sure my house is sold first. Or you can do it the other way around. Before you can buy my house, the person want to buy your house, you tell them, before you can buy my house, I got to make sure I have a place to move to first. So I cannot sell you my house if I don't have a place. So you can do it from both angles. You can do it from both angles. You can work it out. Put the contingency in the offer, the process for your own home, and the contingency in the process for the house you want to buy. Once you do that, definitely then you're not getting stuck. You will not get stuck because the contingency have been approved, have been signed by both parties, and both parties fully aware of what's going on, and they have accepted it. But it's not also popular. It's not something that people welcome most of the time. Because I know, I've experienced it before, where I had a client who had to sell before buying, and they were denied an opportunity to buy a house. Because the man said no, he didn't want that because the thing is that he didn't want any problem if their house don't sell. Because the bottom line is that if the house don't sell, they can get that buy. Even though he willing to accept them, but he got to make sure their house sell before they can buy his house. And for that reason, he denied them. But they still got another house though and move forward, But it could be a problem for some people. They don't like it. Some people don't like to go that route. Some homeowners, they don't like it. They want a straightforward deal. You want to buy my house. No contingency. That's some people want it. So again, some people go for it. Some people don't go for it. Some people don't like that process. Yeah, but it can happen. It happened before. It happened now. It will happen in the future. Yeah, where you can put that contingency in and sell your house before you can buy the next house. So you can do that. You see? So once you're doing that now, as I say, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. Now, if you're the pros of buying first before selling, the advantage of buying first before you sell, most time that means you just gotta move one time. You just gotta get those guys who can move you one time. Where you get a new house, you just take your things and move straight there. Yeah. So you gotta worry about moving somewhere else until you can find a house to buy, and if we move there, you can move twice. So that's a good thing about it. You got to move one thing and spend two costs about that. You see? So that's a huge advantage. And again, so that means you gotta pay moving expenses twice. You gotta pay it once. You see? So that's good. And another thing is that it guarantees that you can take your own time and find the house you want. You see? You can take your own time and find the house you want and get the house you like, move into it, and focus on selling your house. You see? But you gotta make sure you can afford it. Yeah. The downside to that is, as I said, not everybody be in favor of it. Two, and the second thing, you could get caught with a loan, because if you can afford it and you go and buy another house and you still have your house, so now you end up with two loans, two mortgages. You have two mortgages. You got to put a new house and you got a mortgage for your current house. So that means you got to pay two mortgages. And you see, so that can be a big problem for you if you cannot afford it. Then you run the problem. Because if you cannot afford it, if you can't afford it, they come in for that house. After 1 to 3 months, you can make a payment. Trust me, they coming after you to get that property back from you. You see? So you got to make sure you can afford it. If you want to buy and just put your house on rent, or you want to, you got to make sure you do your homework well. Make sure you have a realtor. Make sure you talk to your lender. Make sure everything is on course. Make sure you understand the process, and then you can move forward with that process. But you got to make sure you understand and know what you do. Make sure you have well-informed decisions. Make sure you understand everything, and then you can move forward with that. But again, as I said, only few people can afford that. So buying a new house and you have your current house is based basically on contingencies. Now, you tell the new person a house you want to buy, look, man, I like your house. I like your house. I will buy it, but I gotta make sure my house is sold first. And some people say yes, some people say no. Yeah. And it works. It works. It happened before. It can happen again. It happened before. Yeah. That means you never get stuck. Because there's some people major concern. They're afraid that if they sell the house, if they buy a house and then they don't sell the house, there'll be a problem, which is true. If they sell the house also and they don't buy a house, they'll be out of home. And that means you either gotta move back to your parents' house if they stay around, still alive and got a place. You can move there, or maybe you got to move to one of your friends' house, or you have to move to some relative house to be there in the meantime, because you don't have a new home yet. You see? So if you sell your house and you don't have a new home, sometimes you have to end up moving twice. That means you have to end up moving to some relative, some family, or some friend place until you can find the place that you really like. And then you buy your own place, and then you move on to there. You see? But these things happen, and these things, it work, but you got to know what you are doing. You have to know what you are doing. You need a good realtor who will be there with you, who will be there for you, and who will guide you through the process and educate you every step of the way of how to do it. So, my friends, I tell you now, it's still a seller market. It's still a seller market, and it's important. It's another important factor. You got to know which market you're in, because in a seller market, 9 out of 10 times you cannot negotiate price, because people are getting a lot of offers. Just the other day, my client wanted a property. I want to inquire. The people had 25 offers on that one property. All were either the asking price or above asking price. All of them, every offer they had. So that there's no way to negotiate when you getting 25, 50, 20, 25 offers. They're both looking for the highest and best. If you come from below asking price, or you come with, then you put it on the side, you put it in the garbage. They're not going to look at it. You see? So when it was a seller market, you got to give your highest and best offer to be in that game. To be trying to do, it's a thing of being considered. Yes. If you don't give your highest and best, your offer will be pushed right in the trash can. You will not even consider it. So it's important also to know what market you are in. Right now, we stay in the seller market, even though you're trying to change a little bit, but we're still there. There's still a shortage of inventory in the market. And Some people are still looking for places. So some property that really, people who did the homework and have the property really organized and prepared to get on the market, people are running after it like this. Very fast, yeah. You're not going. But some of the other property, what people don't do the homework, who don't take care of it, you put in the market. Right now, your property will stay in the market. It will stay there. Because people are looking for the best that they can find and they will jump after the first good thing that they can find. You see? So if you want for your property to sell fast, it's always good to make sure you ready prepare your property in order to put it on the market. Yeah. So as I said earlier, make sure get a realtor who will walk you through the process on how to sell. You can sell your home and you can buy a new home without any problem. Because some people, again, I said, met me, ask me these questions, and they're concerned about it. And I was telling them, look, it's possible. You can make it work. And I'm already talking with them, So, and I'm telling them, I started telling that not only them, but the general public, that it is possible. So you think about selling your house and get a new one? If you have a realtor, feel free to call me. I'll be glad to talk with you. I'll be glad to sit with you. I'll be glad to walk you through the process and work with you to make sure that all goes well. Make sure all goes well. So, if you have any questions, feel free. You can call me. You can text me. My number again is 302-310-0621. That's my cell phone number, 302-310-0621. And my office direct number is 667-290-5051. Again, my office direct number is 667-290-5051. I'll be glad to work with you. If you know any friend, family, or relative, anybody who want to buy, let me know also, and I will treat them like family. I will make sure, I give them my undivided attention, just as I would treat you or treat anybody else. So, in short, this is just a summary of how to go about a home buying process. A process where you want to buy and sell at the same time. You can do it. All you need to make sure that proper contingencies are in place, where and both parties agree to it. Because as I said, everybody will not agree to it. So you got to make sure that both parties agree to it, they accept it to move forward, and then you can work it out. So the buyer knows that, and then also, even you have that, you can ask for extended closing too. You can ask for extended closing. It works. You can ask for extended closing as the buyer. I need extension. So in order to sell my property. It works. They will grant you extension. Some people also they do rent back at closing, where you sell your property. You sell your property, but because you buy a new property yet, the person who bought your property for you now become your landlord, and then you got to pay their rent while you're in the property. And most times you got something like about 10 to 60 days to be there to get out for the person to move in the property. But again, the lead time is possible. You can do a rent back where you got to move somebody else's house. You can just stay in there, do a rent back, and then until you can find your own place. Or you can move to somebody else's place, a relative, family, or relative, until you can find your own property. So you have these options that you can play with. That you can still make sure that there are no hitches. You have no problem. That make sure you can have a smooth transaction. So I hope these little pointers were helpful. I hope you learned something from the process. Again, if you have any further questions, feel free to call or text me or put a comment in the box below, and I will gladly get back to you in a very timely manner. I will respond to you. So glad to have you again. Feel free to share with anybody you know, and just let me know. I'll be glad to work with them. This is your realtor and investor, Lester Witherspoon, coming to you on a Tuesday evening, and every Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. to educate you about the home buying process and just give you some update of the market and some tips on how you can go about with a smooth transition in the market. So glad to have you again. Please come back on next Tuesday and every Tuesday evening. I love to have you, and I look forward to seeing you again on next Tuesday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will definitely see you again on next Tuesday. Until then, bye-bye for now. And take care of yourself. Be safe. I'll keep in touch. Lester Witherspoon. Bye-bye.